Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Have you ever said, I'll start tomorrow? Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next month. And slowly, your dreams stay exactly where they are. Today, we're going to learn 5 powerful lessons inspired by Mel Robbins. These lessons will help you stop waiting, stop overthinking, and start taking action. I'll speak in slow and simple English so you can improve your English while learning ideas that can change your daily life. So forget about being perfect. Just be ready to take the first step. Let's begin.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever waited for the perfect moment? Maybe you wanted to start learning English. Maybe you wanted to go to the gym. Maybe you wanted to start a business. But you told yourself, I'll start when I feel more confident. I'll start when everything is perfect. Now, think about this. What if that perfect moment never comes? Many people spend years waiting, not because they are lazy, but because they are afraid. Afraid of failing, afraid of making mistakes, afraid of what other people might think. But here's the truth. You don't become ready before you start. You become ready because you start.
Imagine a child learning to ride a bicycle. The child falls down, gets up, falls again, and keeps trying. No one expects the child to be perfect on the first day. So why do we expect perfection from ourselves? Every expert was once a beginner. Every confident person was once nervous. Every success story started with one small step. So stop waiting for confidence. Take action first. Confidence will follow. Today, don't ask yourself, am I ready? Instead, ask, what's the smallest step I can take right now? Maybe it's reading 1 page. Maybe it's practicing English for 10 minutes. Maybe it's sending 1 email. Maybe it's making 1 phone call. Small actions create big changes. Remember, your future doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins the moment you decide to move. Starting is powerful, but many people stop after the first challenge. Why? Because they think failure means they're not good enough. The next lesson will completely change the way you see mistakes. Lesson 2. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you made a mistake? Maybe yesterday. Maybe today. Maybe just a few minutes ago. Now here's another question. Did that mistake stop you or teach you? Many people think mistakes are the end, but successful people see them differently. They see mistakes as teachers. Imagine a little girl learning to walk. She takes 1 step, then she falls. She stands up again, falls again, and tries 1 more time. No one laughs at her. No one says, maybe walking isn't for you. Everyone knows falling is part of learning. So why do we become so afraid of making mistakes when we grow older? Maybe you speak English and make a grammar mistake. Maybe you start a business and lose money. Maybe you apply for a job and hear no. Does that mean you should quit? Of course not. Every mistake gives you something valuable. A lesson, a new idea, a better way to move forward. The people you admire today were not successful because they never failed. They became successful because they never stopped learning. So the next time you make a mistake, don't ask, why did this happen to me? Ask, what can this teach me? That one question can completely change your mindset. Remember, mistakes are not signs that you're weak. They are signs that you're trying. And people who keep trying, keep growing. Now, we've learned that we should stop waiting, and we've learned that mistakes are part of success. But there's another habit that quietly steals our dreams every single day. It doesn't look dangerous. In fact, almost everyone does it. Let's discover that in the next lesson.
Lesson 3. Stop waiting. Start today. Let me ask you one honest question. How many times have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow"? Tomorrow is a very dangerous word because tomorrow often becomes next week, next month, or even next year. And without realizing it, your dreams stay exactly where they are. Imagine two friends. Both have the same dream. They both want to learn English. The first friend says, "I'll start on Monday." But Monday comes, and he says, "I'm too busy today." Then Tuesday comes, then another week passes. Nothing changes. Now, imagine the second friend. She doesn't wait for the perfect day. She opens one lesson, learns 5 new words, practices for just 10 minutes. It doesn't seem like much, but after 1 year, she speaks with confidence. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was she started. Many people believe they need more time, but often they don't need more time. They need one small decision. You don't have to study for 3 hours. Start with 10 minutes. You don't have to run 5 kilometers. Start with a 5-minute walk. You don't have to change your whole life today. Just change your next choice. Because every big success is built from small actions repeated over time. So the next time your mind says, "I'll do it later," ask yourself, why not now? Maybe today won't be perfect. Maybe you'll make mistakes. But one imperfect step today is better than waiting for a perfect tomorrow that may never come. Remember, the life you want will never be built by waiting. It will be built by starting today, right now. So far, we've learned to start before we feel ready. We've learned that mistakes help us grow, and we've discovered that waiting is often the biggest obstacle. But there's one more challenge that silently stops millions of people every day. It isn't failure. It isn't lack of talent. It's something much closer: self-doubt. Let's discover how to overcome it in the next lesson. Lesson 4. Don't let self-doubt control your life. Let me ask you something. Have you ever doubted yourself? Maybe you wanted to speak English, but you thought, people will laugh at me. Maybe you wanted to apply for a new job, but you said, I'm not good enough. Maybe you had a dream, but fear became louder than your dream. Here's the truth. Everyone feels self-doubt, even successful people. The difference is, they don't let it make their decisions. Imagine you're standing in front of a closed door. Behind that door, there could be a better job, a new opportunity, a happier life. But your mind keeps saying, what if I fail? Now ask yourself another question. What if you succeed? Most people spend their lives thinking about everything that could go wrong. Very few people stop and think about everything that could go right. Don't let fear write your story. You are the author of your life. Your fear can give advice, but it should never make the final decision. The next time your mind says, I'm not ready, answer with, confidence grows through action. You don't need to silence every fear. You only need to make sure your courage speaks louder. Remember, self-doubt is a voice. It is not the truth. And every time you take action, that voice becomes a little quieter. So far, we've learned to start before we're ready. We've learned that mistakes help us grow. We've learned to stop waiting. And now we've learned that self-doubt should never control our choices. There's just one lesson left. And it may be the lesson that changes your life the most, because success doesn't belong to the smartest people. It belongs to the people who decide to act. Let's discover the final lesson. Lesson 5. One decision can change your life. Let's finish with one final lesson. A lesson that is simple, but incredibly powerful.
Your life can change with one decision. Not next year, not next month. Sometimes everything changes the moment you decide to act. Think about it. Every big success story started with one small decision. Someone decided to write the first page. Someone decided to make the first phone call. Someone decided to apply for the job. Someone decided not to give up.
Imagine standing at the bottom of a mountain. The top looks far away. It feels impossible. But no one reaches the top with one giant jump. They take one step, then another, then another. Life works the same way. You don't have to see the whole path. You only need enough courage to take the next step. Many people wait for motivation, but motivation doesn't always come first. Action often creates motivation. The moment you begin, your mind starts believing, maybe I really can do this. And that small belief becomes confidence. Then confidence becomes a habit. And that habit changes your life. So don't wait for the perfect mood. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Don't wait until fear disappears. Start anyway, because every day you wait is one more day your dream stays on hold. But every day you act, you become one step closer to the life you want. Remember, your future is not built by what you plan. It's built by what you do. Now, let's remember what we've learned today. First, start before you feel ready, because confidence grows after action. Second, don't fear mistakes. Every mistake teaches you something valuable. Third, stop waiting. The best time to begin is today. Fourth, don't let self-doubt make your decisions. Choose courage over fear.